HD Media. Welcome back to our channel. This is HD Approved with Hustle Different. This is our March Spotlight, where we are spotlighting entrepreneurs in Louisville, Kentucky as what we are saying HD Approved, people we are approving as like dope entrepreneurs here in the city. And we are joined here with Porsha Ellis and Chelsea Ellis, two sisters here in Louisville, Kentucky, both entrepreneurs, both making big moves, both... Got it.
Check your phone.
Huh?
No, I was just saying, check your phone.
Are you editing stuff in there?
No, you. Oh, okay, you got it. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. What's up, guys? It's Desmond.
And we are here with We are here with Desmond White, and he is off the camera. So we're gonna start with just who are y'all, individually and collectively. And yeah, but we'll get deeper into y'all story deeper, but just give us the general, who is Chelsea, who is Porsha.
See how like non-scripted this is?
Very.
You know what I'm saying? Like
good. Non-scripted is good.
Yeah, we just go, we just,
chilling.
you know. Because it's not really about us. It's about, well, the HD approved part is not really about us. We don't, try to make it about us. We try to spotlight you all. Like she said, we just finding dope people, finding dope entrepreneurs that are approved and, we think are approved and stuff like that. The time for, I guess, us to get our shit off is when we do the HD conversation. That's just kind of like we have conversations about things that we interested in. But my bad for cutting y'all off. Go ahead. You have the floor. Introduce yourself, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I can start. I'm Chelsea, so I'm the younger sister. We 6 years apart, so I'm the baby of the bunch. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a best-selling author on Amazon. I wrote a book called Fail to Success, which is a motivational book. And then I just honestly love marketing and branding. So anything business related, I'm always focused on the marketing and branding, figuring out how to grow a business, how to get it out there, and how to reach more people. So that's kind of my main focus when it comes to business.
Hello, I'm Porsha Ellis. I'm a mother, entrepreneur, and I feel like I'm a connector, motivator, just everything business. I love motivating women and inspiring us to reach our next level.
I love that you said mother first, because that's the first job of entrepreneurship in your life. Like, I'm a mom, period.
Right, exactly, yep.
So what is it like working with your sister?
It's lit. Yeah, I mean, I love working with my sister. I feel like, we just really started coming together. Mm-hmm. Like, I've recently asked her, I text her, I was like, I need you to speak at this event and just say yes. Just say yes. She was like, she hasn't been doing any speaking engagements. I was like, just say yes. And she was like, yeah, I'll do it. So we've just started really coming together to do more ventures. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about that and about our growth coming together with not only just Black Girls Conquer All, with Jim Reynolds also. I feel like coming together as a force, we're going to be unstoppable.
Legit.
So, yeah,
definitely. And I feel the same way. It's been amazing because when I think about it, it's like, why not work with family? Mm-hmm. I work with somebody you love, you trust, we raised together, same house, so we know everything about each other. Mm-hmm. We're both also two totally different people, so it's an amazing thing because she's, the fashion person, the design person, she's good at detail. She's the person to ask questions. Me on the other side, I'm like the tomboy. I'm real chill, laid back, nonchalant, and I'm just like, kind of dry. She's more the exciting person. So when we bring both of our personalities together, it just works because we're able to do our own thing and come together and make a masterpiece, I feel like. So It's been real fun.
All right, so since you guys know each other, I want to talk to you guys about strengths and weaknesses.
I was finna say that.
Come on now, don't try to take my sauce. All right, so because this is a big thing for me and Morgan, because we trying to figure some things out as being business partners and being entrepreneurs, trying to figure out how to trust each other. Like, we not, family, obviously. But I guess we kind of are family. Lane College family.
Right.
All right, cool. But with working with her, we trying to find strengths and weaknesses, within business. So what are some of the strengths that you see? Is it Porsha?
Porsha.
What are some of the strengths you see in Porsha, and then Porsha, what are some of the strengths you see in Chelsea? And then vice versa, what are some of the weaknesses you see in each other? And what are some of the things that you may, I don't want to say argue about, but, you know, just kind of correct each other on, like, hey, you know that you're good at this and not this. You know what I'm saying? You should be doing this and not this. So just go more into that.
Definitely. So I would say for her strength is, like I mentioned, detail. She pays attention to detail. So even like when she does her events, she'll make sure from every point that everything looks good to the eye, to where when you come in, you get a whole total experience from anything that she does, especially for the community. So that's definitely her strength. And then with her weakness, I would say she be doubting herself sometimes. I'll be able to tell her that, you got it. You've been doing it, you got it, and just keep going off of that. So I would say that's her weakness, is sometimes she be acting like she ain't who she is. Not the reminder.
I be needing that reminder.
Which is good because, it keeps her humble. It keeps you humble when you're like that, but it also, you gotta have that confidence too to kind of keep you going and let you know, all right, I can do this. I can do more.
No, for real. She was like, before we get to that, talking about, not by bagging on you, like, I don't know, she don't know who she is, but like, legit, she was like, she was talking about doing the dinner that's coming up, and you like, I don't want to, like, to make it too high. I'm like, girl, they will pay it.
Exactly, yeah.
2 weeks later, sold out.
Right. Right. Like everybody else believe in you, you gotta use that and keep going.
I heard y'all. As far as Chelsea, her strength, she's definitely a leader, a go-getter, Miss Get It Done. Comes to weaknesses, I feel like she needs to delegate more.
That's the main struggle with a leader.
Right. Like, I can get it done, right?
So we had a mastermind session yesterday, kind of a retreat with the leadership team of Jim Reynolds. So she said it was one of her goals for this year was to start delegating stuff more. So she's on the right track with that.
Yeah. I think that was my biggest struggle with just between me and him. It's just like, I am one of those, I mean, when I was in college, like I was like SGA president, class president, all that. And like I was talking to my friend and my friend was like,
talk your shit.
I mean, and she was like, yeah, you didn't really delegate. I was like, but like fast forward 5 years later, all right, how many, no, we didn't graduate 6 years later. It's like you have to delegate because one, if you don't delegate, you're gonna tire yourself out, and then two, you don't give opportunity for somebody else to learn another skill. Exactly. So that's like the mentality I have. It's like you can try to do it all on your own, you're gonna kill yourself, and you're not helping other people. And if your goal is to help other people, it's like give people the opportunity to learn. And you don't know everything, Morgan. Like calm down. So that's something that I've learned within the last few months is like and I think us getting better, we in that and trusting each other more and learning strengths and weaknesses, you are able to we are further along in these last couple months than we were in the whole year that we started. So
definitely.
And I just want to.
It's a good way. Like we have an intern, so a good way for Morgan to practice her leadership and delegation skills is through the intern, through younger people, through just trying to learn how to delegate, learn how to say, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. And that's something that's very important, I think, within entrepreneurship. So, yeah.
And I think, like, I don't want to hit, like, the way he was like, what's y'all's weaknesses? And I think if you're not in business with it, period, it's like, why he call her out?
Weakness and no. Like it's
we
nothing
all have, our weaknesses.
Yeah,
everybody has something that they're not,
Right. So
at.
I think I thought about it. Well, I didn't think you guys would take it in that way because you're an entrepreneur.
Right,
so
exactly.
when I asked that question, no, I'm just saying, like, because you were saying for the people that might be listening, I'm not asking that as in a way of what are some of your weaknesses, like you the weakest person. Like, no, it's like it's not like that. But if you working with someone or you have a partnership, you know strengths and weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you Morgan's strengths and Morgan's weaknesses. Morgan can tell me her strengths and she can tell me my strengths and tell me my weaknesses within entrepreneurship. So I don't want people to get that.
No, I was just saying for like somebody who might be watching this, who's like starting out or struggling with that, it's like you have to know your team's strengths and weaknesses, and calling it out as a weakness is not. It's not a negative. It's you call it out as a weakness, but you also, what is the solution to that weakness?
Exactly.
Like going to that leadership meeting that y'all had. My weakness is delegation, and it's like goals without. What a plan is just a dream or something like that. Y'all know.
Yep.
But it's like if you have a goal to be like, I want to delegate more. It's like, okay, so what are the actual actions you gonna put into that?
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta point it out before you're able to find the solution, basically.
Right. Oh, wait, we got editing skills.
All right. Well, hey, that's what it is. But
Right.
what it's
Yeah.
called.
Exactly. That's the solution.
Right. So how important is legacy to y'all, and what does that look like to you?
I'll go first. Legacy for me is, it starts for me with teaching. Teaching, my dad taught us, mom and dad, grandfather, grandmother, grandparents have taught us so much about faith, family, love, money. So using everything that we've learned to teach not only to our generation of family members, but to go beyond that, teaching it to our community and father. So that's what legacy means to me, is teaching, passing down not only education, knowledge, faith, love, principles, and money. Money too.
Yeah.
So not only just teaching that to my kids, but to pass that down to everybody.
Yeah.
As many people as I can reach, because that's not going to do anything but, make the world better.
Yeah.
So whatever we learn, don't just keep it to ourselves, but share the knowledge. So it's one of my biggest goals with Black Girls Conquer All, with Jim Reynolds, with everything that I do.
Definitely. Yeah. I agree.
hold on, let's let the
go.
let the thing pass.
All right, so legacy for me is similar, and mainly I think we were really blessed. We were raised by amazing parents who taught us a lot, and because of that, it gave us an edge, especially being, Black and having, a two-parent household, having grandparents, family, supportive. We just had a really positive atmosphere as kids that helped us really be able to be self-motivated to reach our goals. So in my thinking, because we were so blessed to be able to have that edge to learn about money in high school, learn about saving and investing in business as kids. Most people don't have that. So I'm thinking, okay, since we had that, what can we do to help other people who didn't have that?
Right.
That's kind of how my mindset is. Of being able to reach the people that I know didn't have parents teaching them about how to save, how to invest in the stock market, how to, invest into a business. Everybody doesn't get that. So I feel like when you are blessed to have that exposure to business, why not give it to other people? So I think that's kind of really our legacy. We realize how blessed we are, and we realize that why keep it to ourselves? When you learn something good, the first thing you want to do is go tell somebody else. Yeah. And that's kind of how we feel with what we've learned, is like, okay, we're learning these things. We need to tell other people about this. We're happy. We're, growing relationships. We're making money. We're being happy in our life. We want everybody else to experience that. Yeah. We want everybody else to realize you can be financially free. You can not have a toxic relationship. You can really grow in your health goals and all those things. You can accomplish all of that. And I know most people don't have the example. So I feel like if we can just give people the example of somebody that looks like them, somebody who talks like them, walks like them, and they can see and say, all right, they didn't have to go be a drug dealer. They didn't have to go play basketball or play a sport. They just owned an asphalt company and they just be doing events and they be making money and they happy. Okay. Then that makes people see that there's other options out here. So I think that's our legacy, is just to connect people with resources and options for whatever fits them and makes them happy, type of thing. So if we're able to do that, I'm happy. I'm good if we're able to do that to anybody, help anybody in those areas.
Yeah, I can most definitely see that y'all practice what y'all's preaching, and then, even with you were talking about like how y'all had two parents in the household, and even if you don't have two parents in the household, right? It's like you can see that y'all grew up with support, because I can see with you, like if Zoe likes to sing, I'm taking her to lessons. You know, Zion, not Zion. Is Zion the little one?
Zion's the oldest.
Oldest. He likes to, likes to all that. Like, so it's like when you have support around you, it's like it makes it easier for you to be able to, for your kids to flourish, right? Yeah. You got anything to say?
I want to ask about, because we might even have this as a HD conversation. We had a club. Do you guys know about Clubhouse? Mm-hmm. We had a Clubhouse conversation, and I think I asked a question about if we teach our kids about financial literacy, do you think that they will go to college? If you are, let's just say you middle class, I guess, but you don't have the money to send your child to Howard University, or give me another big HBCU, Florida A&M, Tuskegee. So you teach your child about financial literacy from whatever the age. I don't have any kids, so I don't know when you start teaching kids. Well, you obviously start teaching kids as soon as they're born, but like the real teaching, what is it, like 5, 6, or 7, something like that? Let's say you teach them from 5 to 18 everything about financial literacy. Mm-hmm. And you don't have the money to send this kid to college, but you let them know, like, hey, you know about financial literacy. I don't have the money. There are things out here where you can get money, but you're going to be $165,000 in debt by the time you get out of college, if you're going to be taking out loans and stuff like that. If you don't get a scholarship, if you don't, and you might get a scholarship, but all scholarships don't pay for 165. You know, some kids don't get a full ride to college, basically. Do y'all think that your kids will go to college if you teach them everything you know, everything it is to know about financial literacy, and just being honest with them about it?
Well, with my son, I'll talk about my personal experience, how what I see, like how he's reacting to money and everything right now. So my son's 10, and I was talking to him about, I was like, so we live in a townhouse right now, and I'm renting it. And I was like, so we was looking at apartments. I was like, I took him with me, and I was like, what'd you think about this apartment? He's like, Mom, why would we move into another apartment? Why don't we just stay where we're at until we move into a house and you can get a mortgage? And I'm like, is this coming from coming from my 11-year-old? So it made me realize that he's really learning from things that we're doing. And from now, his mindset, I already know how he's going to be about college. Yeah. He's going to be like, nah, I'm not taking out those loans. I just already know. Because I'm like, okay, kids really do pick up to these things. So guess where we at? We staying in this townhome until I get this mortgage. Right. And I'm like, it came from my 11-year-old. It blew me away when he said that. So with him, I already know what his mindset's gonna be when he's gonna be like,
if it ain't needed, I ain't going.
I can start my production company. I can start this. I can start that. I can learn all of this from YouTube. I don't have to spend all this money to get loans. I already know what his mindset's gonna be.
YouTube University is what I preach all the time.
Yeah.
There's people on YouTube that's teaching you stuff. And then not only that, you have other platforms out here like Udemy. Udemy is a platform where you can practically learn anything for like $15, $20. Sometimes it's a little bit more than that. You know, you might have like a $500 class, depending on the reviews, depending on the person that's teaching this class, they might be giving you some resources that, you know, is really good. So, and this is not a plug, or this is not an ad, but you can put your ad in. But I asked that question because we had the conversation about, or Hustle Different is about financial literacy. So we're trying to ask different questions as Black Americans about taking out student loans, or even going to college. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of our most successful people didn't even go to college.
Most of them.
Right.
They dropped out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So as college graduates, if I would have known, like, if I would have knew, like, you know what, if I had the same knowledge I have now about college and stuff like that, if I would have been like, you know what, I'm just going to go get me another iPhone, I'm going to go get me a camera, I'm going to go get me a Rodecaster Pro, and I'm going to go get me 4 mics, and I'm going to just start doing some shit and hopefully from the time that I spent in college up until now, which is 6 years, I'll be somewhere. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But we just trying to challenge that whole thought process about going to college and not being, not like, or the way that I think about it is, if you teach your child about financial literacy and then you let them make the decision, and you being real with them about financial literacy and about student loans and all this type of stuff, and not just trying to be like, nah, go to college. Nah, you going to college. If you teaching your kids about financial literacy and about college and about being honest and letting them make the decisions on whether you're going to go to college or not, I think a lot of them not going.
Yeah, I agree.
I could be wrong though.
Yeah,
But,
I think people like your doctors or your lawyers, the people who need a degree, they will be there. But people outside of that,
Right.
you know, the creatives, the people who just like helping people, people like that, I don't think so. Even I'm a perfect example. I didn't go to college because I had the opportunity to go to school. I had the opportunity to work under my father and my uncle to learn about business. And I chose being mentored by them.
Mentorship.
And then also I went to a lot of events. So now we got the internet. We have a lot of leaders out here that's willing to, you know, do classes, do events that you can go to, and that can be your college. So I went to, every 3 months, I was going to different leadership events. I was reading books every single month, listening to podcasts every single day. That was my college. And I feel like I got a master's degree from just my different mentors and, you know, getting around the right people. And then that's kind of what college can be, but now with the internet, you can do it without having college. You know, when you go to college, you're supposed to network, you're supposed to, you know, learn, but the hands-on experience, nothing can beat that. Especially with certain different types of industries. You know, you go to college and then the day you graduate for this industry, say you're graduating to be a school teacher, there's thousands of other people graduating on that same day to be a school teacher. So that leaves you limited jobs.
Right.
All y'all gonna be out there looking for the same job from the same employers. Somebody's gonna be left out.
Right.
Somebody's not gonna be able to get a job or be able to make the money that they wanna make. So then that leaves people not even doing what they went to school to do because now they got to figure out how to make money. So I feel like the system's definitely broken, and if, you know, people are taught more about financial literacy, they're going to create more systems for themselves.
Yeah.
So if they do go to college, I go to school, they're going to be like, all right, I'm only do this, and then I'm going to get out, I'm going to start making this money, I'm going to make sure I'm already working in my field. You know, I feel like they'll plan better because right now, you know, a lot of people are not taught how to plan right.
Yeah, I think college is, like you said, it's to network. And if, like, I don't know if y'all know, this business was started off a poem. And in the poem I said, college is people who know how to network before they step foot on campus. If you don't know how to network before you get there, you know, it's literally not going to help you. Like, and it's like going to college and seeing that, it's like, I'm going to get another degree. It's like, this degree finna be completely different because it's like, I know who I need to talk to, how I need to talk to them, all that. So that when I come out, it's like, now I know, now I can get into the field that I want to get to, right? And it's like it sounds probably super redundant that I'm about to go back to college, Desmond's in college, and all that, but it's like he's getting his degree for free. Prayerfully, my degree's gonna be for free. So it's like when you know better, right, you do better. But it's like what you were saying, like mentorship and all this, and y'all reaching back and stuff. Like we were. In our generation, it was drilled in us go to college.
Yeah.
This generation now that we been raised, they not finna have that same message because we done got tackled with student loans.
Right. You're like, oh no, this ain't
You
the way.
got so many resources out here. You can make your own platform. It's like the sky is literally the limit for these kids, and these kids are learning way faster than we are and doing way more at way younger ages. So it's like they're not going to college unless they really want to. And if they do go to college, I see so many people like being entrepreneurs on campus, like making so many. And that's like, for me, it's like, we're not trying to say don't go to college. Like if I was to have kids, like it would be go to college and make sure that's like you have a side hustle while you in college. Like make sure like you have a way to pay for it because I'm not paying for it. Like, so it's like, I mean, I might, but but just, be smarter about it. Like, for people who are going to college, like, I was just on a thing about like FAFSA and stuff like that, financial aid and whatnot, and it's just like, just learning how to advocate for yourself. Like, I graduated valedictorian with a 4.0. Ain't no way I should have graduated student loans. You know what I'm saying? So there's like teaching kids, like, it's even important for like, I feel like as black people, we don't learn how to advocate for ourselves because we just be okay with crumbs. No, like, get in somebody's face and be like, if you going for somebody's job, like, get in somebody's face and say, I deserve more than this, Right. So
that's the truth.
I think our generation is just like the kids that we raised who was born like us, born in like the, what are we, millennials, the millennials raised,
yep.
They are not going to look like what we look like.
Not at all. Yep.
If they learn it from our mistakes. And if we learn it from our mistakes and able to like learn from them and put some things in practice to teach somebody else. That's mine.
You big passionate.
Very, I mean, I'm just so tired of being
just tired of student loan.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just tired of being a debt. I think she mentioned something about me going to school for free now. My job, I'm not going to say what my job is, but I really dislike my job. Like, I'm not going to say I hate it because I think some people listen. But I dislike it. And I've been there for three years. And the only thing that's keeping me around is because they paying for school. If I wasn't benefiting from working at this job, why am I here? Because I already hate it, and y'all already not gonna hire me for any
other position.
I've been there 3 years, and I've applied for everything. Now, I'm not trying to make it about me because it's about y'all, but let me just get my you know what I'm saying, just get my shit off real quick. So, been there for 3 years. 3 months in, I applied for, they say you should be at a job for 6 months, something like that, before you start applying for it. Nah, fuck that. I'm interested in some shit now because I've been through things. I got a whole degree. You know what I'm saying? I want to do some stuff now. I applied for a lead position. Let's just put it like that. Didn't get it. Okay. Applied for other positions. Didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I keep applying. And it's kind of like, why are y'all not hiring me? And I'm not trying to race bait or go into no racist stuff, but it's kind of like, I have a degree, I've had internships, I had all this type of stuff, and it's kind of like, there's no reason why I should be getting a better position, and I'm just confused, and I be trying not to go into like these motherfuckers racist.
Right.
You gotta be racist. You gotta know.
You gotta be
like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like. I be thinking that, but I be like, I don't want to say it. But I just keep applying and stuff like that. But she mentioned that, and it's kind of like the only reason why I'm there is because I'm benefiting from it. So if I would have known these things when I was in college, I probably would have applied for something or did something a little better as far as getting a job where it's gonna pay for my bachelor's. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about learning. It's all about, different things like that. But my bad, I got off into a whole nother.
I was going to add something to that. One thing that I've been learning too is like a lot of these systems and, things like the school system and stuff and rules in place are so old school and so traditional that it doesn't relate to now at all.
Right.
And now, the more that I've been doing business and doing business with people who are over creating the rules, over creating the systems, I'm questioning them. I'm telling them your rules that you have set in place don't apply to black people or don't apply to, minorities, don't apply to women. We can't fit that criteria at all.
Right.
And I feel like more of that's going to start happening where people are going to start questioning these rules, these laws, these things are in place saying, that don't relate to us no more.
Right.
These are the rules from 50 years ago when we was still, being discriminated against.
Right.
We ain't taking that no more.
Right.
You got to make it a little bit more equal, make a little bit more sense for everybody.
Right.
And if that happens, then we all can win. So I feel like a lot more of that is going to start taking place to where we all going to, starting more so leaders have to do it first to be able to open the doors for everybody else. But being able to, say, that don't make sense. Like, even for, like, our industry, the asphalt industry, we might have contracts where it might say, I'll give an example, that you have to wait 90 days to get paid. It makes sense for a corporation that's making millions of dollars.
Right.
But if you're only making 6 figures or less, you ain't trying to wait 90 days for your
Right.
money. So we have to question those things. We have to tell them that does not make sense for us. We can't apply for, these contracts if you have these rules in place. They got to be changed.
Legit.
And I feel like a lot of that's going to start taking place, and we're going to create a generation that knows, hey, don't be afraid to question or stick up for yourself or stick up for other people when it doesn't feel right
Or
in that
ask
moment.
for your money on time.
Exactly. Ask for that money. You did the work, you deserve it.
On time. Right. Shoot.
All right, so what is the BGCA? Is
Black Girls Conquer All.
Black Girls Conquer All. All right, so I want I want you guys to go more into that because I've been hearing it. I just don't know what it is, so I would like to learn more about it.
Well,
And the audience out there too.
I'll start with why I started Black Girls Conquer All. I had recently moved back to Kentucky from Houston, and really I guess it was like a self-discovery period of my life. So Black Girls Conquer All came from basically mental health. So I had reached out to a friend of mine and was like, this is literally how it started. I reached out to a friend of mine and was like, I want to have a panel discussion about mental health. And can you host it? She was like, yeah, I'll host it. So then that's when I just made a status on Facebook. The name came to mind, Black Girls Conquer All, basically conquering everything in our life, from mental health to, everything, obstacles, any obstacles that Black women go through, conquering those. So I made a post on Facebook and lined up some therapists. They didn't know me from, they did not know me at all. And reached out to them and they all agreed. They was like, yeah, we'll be on your panel about mental health. So then I reached out to venues, was able to host a free event. This was with no money, no sponsorships, no nothing. I started this. I was like, I'm gonna do it. So from there, that's how Black Girls Conquer All started. I hosted my first event, had some vendors there. It was a panel discussion. It went really well and just kept it rolling from there. And I had someone reach out to me, was like, you should apply for this grant. And I was like, I didn't know anything about grants. But she was like, I see what you're doing and I think it may benefit you. So applied for the grant and received it and was able to put on some discussions with mental health in art. So where the therapist was able to come and speak and the ladies in attendance were able to make art. So I put on free events for about a year and a half. So this year is really when I started charging for events. I was like, I want to do some bigger events like brunches and dinners. So this year is when I really started dabbing into charging for events and going for a bigger scale. So bigger scale with Black Girls Conquer All. So it was really just me wanting to bring up mental health more in the Black community. I didn't see anybody really doing that in the Louisville area where we can just get together and talk about what's on our minds and how to conquer all these things we're going through: postpartum depression, anxiety, getting over toxic relationships. We were not coming together to talk about these things and how to really overcome them and have professionals in the space.
Right.
Therapy is expensive. A lot of women don't have time to go to therapy. So I wanted to bring these resources for free to women so we can conquer these things, because conquering anxiety, depression, postpartum depression is what's going to help us to grow and be fulfilling in life. If we don't conquer these things, we're going to be stuck. We're going to be stuck with the same mindset. So with me, it was a way for me to conquer the things I was going through in my life too. Still conquering those things. I'm nervous. Like this is like my first interview. Like I've always been scared to, get in front of the camera and tell my story. So I'm glad that you all invited me to do this.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
Look at you,
that I
Black
like
Girl Conquering All.
Speaking. Yes, I needed this.
No, it's legit. I think even with you bringing people together, it lets other people know, like, I'm not alone. I think half of the battle is like you feeling like I'm alone in this. Like, and it's like, no, like you're not the first person that's ever been depressed. You're not the first person that has anxiety. You're not the first person that had fear of something. And it's like when you get yourself around people, and it's like you can just breathe a little bit, and it's like, whew. And I think that's what I feel like. That's what your spaces are, like, especially the brunch. It's just like, give me a minute,
right?
Like I need to breathe, right? Like, and I think like that's a really good, just being around like-minded people, being around people who you can just chill, and I really think that's a big part of like conquering mental health is just like you being able to say, I'm scared, I'm depressed, I'm anxious right now, and somebody being like, it's okay.
And then me as a black woman and as a mother, like I know the things that we go through. I know the struggles that we face. So with the brunch, I was very intentional from the moment y'all walked in to the moment y'all left. I want everything to be intentional with what we like, what we need. We need to be pampered. We need to leave with stuff. I was very intentional about that. So who else is better to host events for black women than us? We need to come together and host those things. We know what we need.
Right.
We know we need financial literacy. We know we need support when it comes to our businesses, when it comes to our kids. So who else can do that for us but us?
Yeah. We you about to say something?
I said, no, that's true. I was just agreeing.
Yeah. Like, you was talking about the details from the door time we walked in the brunch. You got a mimosa in your hand. She gave a face shield because of coronavirus. Like, you sat down. Everything was a perfect setup. You got a place card, cupcakes. Like, it was really pretty. The balloon thing, like, it was just really dope. And it's like, when you said, like, I started with $0. And people think they have to have a whole lot of money. No, like, when you start something, you have to make that first step. When you be like, you set it out there, I'm gonna do this, and then you'll start seeing like everything that come together. Because when you want to start something, you get so overwhelmed. Like, I don't have this. But when you put it out there, like, this is what I want to do, you'll literally start the people that need to be around you will start gravitating towards you. You'll start getting the resources. You'll start getting the money, whatever. And it's just like a lot of people who want to start something, I feel like they just get so scared and overwhelmed with, I don't know where to start or whatever. It's just like, first you just gotta take the first step, and then the rest of the stuff will come together. And I think that's a perfect example of that. Like, just leaping out there and going.
Yep, definitely a leap.
Yeah. I wanted to ask, so asphalt is clearly a male-dominated industry.
Sure.
Like, well, we go here because I wanted you to talk about, like, because you didn't go to college. You said this was your college. Like, what? Was this something you saw yourself going into? Was this something that did you resist it? Did you just give into it? Like, what was that? Like, what was it like? Was it something you always wanted to do?
So I always knew I wanted to own a business, but I never knew what type of business. So I was always the person, I always loved money. I always said I played sports, but I never played for a team because I said I would rather have a job and make some money than be spending time playing a sport. So I always, was intrigued with making money, having a business, but I can't say that I ever thought I was going to be in the asphalt industry. Our father has always been in like the construction industry, so it wasn't new to me at all. I grew up around it, but I never as a kid thought, okay, I'm gonna take over his business, I'm gonna run a construction company. Never at all. But when I got to high school and realized, like, I was the kid, I got good grades, but I didn't really like school. So I would just get my work done, and then I would fall asleep and knew a teacher couldn't tell me nothing because I got my work done. And you ain't about to make me do extra work because I got my work done. I was one of them kids, and I was kind of a smart ass a little bit, but I was like, I got myself done, so don't bug me. So I knew college, I was like, I can go to college, but I ain't gonna like it. I just knew always I was not gonna like it. I was more of a hands-on learner. I was more of a person, if you give me a task and tell me to get something done, I'm gonna get it done. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how much I gotta research, I'm gonna get it done. So I knew that was my strength. So then when my father, he came to me, he asked me, because he seen that I was, applying for colleges, but he could tell I wasn't enthusiastic about it.
Right.
And honestly, even my senior year, everybody was asking me, so what college you gonna go to? And I kept saying, I'm gonna be a beach bum. I'm about to move, I'm about to travel. I don't know. That was my excuse, because I did not have a clue.
What's a beach bum?
I just wanted to go live on the beach.
Oh.
Not do nothing, chill.
Beach bum. Okay.
And maybe sleep on the couch, maybe do this, make a little money here, money there, you feel me? I just didn't, college just never was, interesting to me. I never thought I would thrive. I knew I could do it, get it done, but I knew I would just do it to get it done.
Right.
It wouldn't be for, the purpose of really enjoying it. So I think my father could tell that, and he was like, all right, Chelsea, we got this business. You can step in here, and then when you step into it, it was one key thing he said that made me be like, all right, I can do it. He was like, you can focus on whatever it is you want to do. So you don't have to do nothing in the field. You don't have to focus on anything that you don't like in this business. Just find whatever you like, stick to that, and we'll create a position around it. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can do that. I can figure out what I like, and I can create a position around it. So him giving me that freedom, instead of telling me, all right, you're going to get out here, you're going to work in the field, you're going to have to learn about asphalt and everything. He didn't even tell me I had to learn about asphalt when I was starting in the company. He strictly stuck to business because he knew that was what I liked. So that was kind of the turning point to where I was like, okay, I can deal with this industry because I don't have to really focus on the product to start. And then once I started learning about the business stuff, the marketing, then the other things just naturally comes. You eventually just naturally learn about the product. You naturally learn about how to sell the product and all those things. So that's kind of what changed my mindset of being okay with being in a male-dominated industry, as well as I love a challenge. Yeah. So knowing that it was an industry that no women really here locally is dominating in, especially not a young black woman, I was like, all right, I can be that person. I can be that person who really grows and who stands out in the industry. I'm different than everybody else. When another contractor steps on a property, they're probably an older white man, probably look a little rough, a little ragged. And then I come on there on the property. I'm just in my, jogging pants, on my workout gear, and they like,
got them shorts,
I'm my booty short. And they like, am I here to see you? And I'm like, yep, it's me. I'm the one. And it's fun because it's like a surprise, and I think it actually works in my favor.
Right.
Because then that makes people feel like, all right, I got something I can support that's different. Yeah. And then that's kind of why I like Louisville. A lot of people don't like Louisville because people are so behind when it comes to business, so behind when it comes to ideas. But I'm like, but it's a good thing though, because if you're not behind, then you will stand out. You'll be the first one to be doing what it is you're doing because everybody else is so behind waiting for somebody else like you to do it. So I wasn't scared to be that person to do it, to be like, all right, I'm gonna be playing with some asphalt, I guess. And I learned it and I mastered that. And asphalt, I feel like and we was talking about that yesterday in a meeting we had. Asphalt's just a product. It's just something that's always gonna be there. It's something that's always gonna make money. It's the industry that we always gonna have out here to make the streets, to make your driveways. So why not sell that product? But it's just our means to do the things that we enjoy. So when I started focusing on that's when I was able to kind of really be successful and really learn how to maneuver in business. And I think if a lot of people, learn how to do that, they'll realize, I don't have to stick to the same industry that everybody else is in around me. What's going on with gold out here? What's going on with silver? What's going on with creating things or metal and things, a lot of random, careers you can have out here that we never think about. But I feel like if you just stick with your strength, stick with a product that you know is going to sell, it all makes sense. So it just kind of naturally happened when I just started focusing on all the things that I enjoyed versus focusing on the product. And it's been fun. It's been fun.
You know what? I think I relate to you saying, you said your father never kind of forced you to be like, yeah, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do the asphalt. We got the business already. I kind of wish my dad was because my dad is a DJ. He's in music. He's been DJing for the longest. And he had that same mindset about like I'm not gonna let you, or I'm not gonna force this on you, because I think his father kind of was like force it on him. You know what I'm saying? His father was kind of like, nah, you gonna do this, or kind of just put him in it and just kind of, you know what I'm saying, just made it more available for him. I don't know if, like, I don't want to tell that lie. I don't know if he actually forced it, but I think he did. But when I used to ask my dad, I'm like, how come you ain't never really taught me how to DJ or whatever? He was like, really, it's just kind of like I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, make you do this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to make you do, you know what I'm saying, something that I wanted you to do. I want you to, you know what I'm saying, make your own decisions and stuff like that. But, now, you know what I'm saying, in hindsight, I kind of like, I wish I kind of wish my dad would have did a little bit more to be like, put that in my pocket, or put that, you know what I'm saying, had that little skill, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm already musically inclined anyway, you know what I'm saying? But, I kind of, felt like, nah, man, you should have did that. You should have definitely, but, I'm not mad at him or nothing like that. But I related to that because what happened is he didn't force the asphalt business on you, but you found your way right back around to it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You found your way to be like, nah, you know what I'm saying? My dad's doing it. I want to do this too. So I think now what I can relate is I'm kind of going through the same thing as far as just basically coming back on around to it. Because now I'm kind of like, all right, I'm about to go get me some DJ equipment, right, and I'm about to just start doing the damn thing. Because I know I got the ear for it. I know I can do it. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm interested in music, stuff like that. So basically, the moral of the story is just finding your way back around to something
and
that
how you fit into the bigger picture.
Right.
Because everybody don't have to do the same thing. My dad is good at business structure. He knows how to, see things grow and how to make a business grow. He's good at numbers. I love branding. I love how a business looks to the public. I love, PR, making, news and excitement around a business to where people feel involved in it. We're, two different people. And then even Porsha in the business, she loves community. So we figure out what we enjoy, and we like, all right, we're going to add all of that to this asphalt company because that's our base. That's our, our money maker. So just add what we enjoy to it, and it naturally just flows to where we all have our positions, to where you can create that works.
Yeah. And it really, well, in hindsight, now that I said that, or you sparked that idea about basically coming back and around to it, my dad does radio. I'm doing podcasting. Right, it's all the same shit. It's all the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I was just talking to him the other day, you know what I'm saying? And he was just like I think I'd be so focused on the music and the DJing and not realizing he does radio stuff too. Like he has a radio show too. I got a podcast, I got a YouTube. So it's all the same stuff. So
different,
yeah.
I think one thing you said, like, it sounds like it's a means to an end for y'all. Like, asphalt is not the most glamorous thing in the world. Like, but it's like, it's giving me the freedom to do what I want to do.
Exactly.
I guess that's kind of what I was getting to. It's like, what do you do? Like your kids, right? Y'all's kids, y'all got this business, right? And it's like, I don't want to work in asphalt. What do you say to your kid? Or what do you do? You know what I mean? Or what do you say to somebody who whose parents have a family business? Because I was talking when I was riding around my daddy with some jobs. One of his clients was like, his sons didn't take over their business. They was like, why would I take over this business? I see you stressing every night about this business, And it's like, what do you say to somebody whose parents' business is not appealing to them? Because there are people out here with fathers who are parents who have businesses to pass down. It's like, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, what do y'all say to that?
I say find your niche. So find what you enjoy, what makes you happy every single day that you're doing it. And normally it's something you're already doing. So it might be writing, it might be speaking, and whatever that is, find how it fits into that industry. Because we got to think of our small businesses the same way these big corporations think about their businesses. So corporations, they have somebody who's an accountant. Yeah. They have somebody who's, working doing the telephone calls, the sales. They have, people who are more focused on training. There's all different areas. So you might not be doing what your father's doing in the business, and that's okay, right? Because businesses take a team. But find out what skill it is you can add to that business. Whether you're good at numbers, good with people, good with projects. Just find that niche you have and focus on that and how you can add it to what's already going on. and it will naturally work itself out. I know one of the biggest things my dad taught me when I first got into the business, he called me vice president, was my title first getting in. I always tell people, I Google what's a vice president, what does a vice president do? 'Cause I didn't have a clue what vice presidents, CEOs do. Like, what's your job description? What do you do? And then my father, he ended up telling me, you create what you do.
Yeah.
As long as the business is running and flowing, you create what you do off of what you like to do and delegate everything else out. So as soon as I realized that, I was like, all right, that makes sense. I just focus on what I like to do, what I'm good at. Everything else, my goal is to just find people who like to do the other things, and then it'll flow. So I feel like if people focus on that, it'll help them be able to figure out ways they can fit into their family businesses.
Yeah. I think when you hear these days, when you hear I'm an entrepreneur, right? You hear people talking about like, you know, the internet stuff, like YouTube, like what we do on YouTube and selling t-shirts, what we doing. Like you hear such small things, right? But it's like when you see a company that's like you said, asphalt ain't going nowhere. Right. Like I think this is a perfect example of saying or hearing or seeing another aspect of entrepreneurs. Like it's like there are things in this world that are literally not going nowhere.
Exactly.
Like, you need asphalt. You need gas,
stuff like that. Energy,
houses. Yeah. So it's like when you think of like construction and stuff like that, people are always gonna need some more to say. And I think for me, I guess it's like think bigger. You know what I mean? For when you think of something that is literally sustainable, like it's not going nowhere. Like think of stuff like that. But because I think granted, you know, people probably start off like we started off with t-shirts. That's something small to work your way up to something higher, to something higher, to something higher. But it's just like think bigger because there are things that are not going nowhere. Think about the product that somebody needs on a daily basis, not just I wanna say I'm a black-owned business. No, just think a little bit higher on some things. Right. Like I think this is the perfect example of like of a small business, quote unquote, that is like it's actually really big. Like it's big compared to somebody selling t-shirts, but it's small in the industry, right? And that's not to say, you know, that's not to like poop on y'all or nothing like that, but it's just like I'm really not trying to say y'all a small business because it's like y'all are a business. Y'all are a big business. It's a big thing. Like it's not the what is it, Flynn Brothers? It ain't them, but it's also like it's still big. For it to be y'all like when you see like the numbers, when you see the like, you know what I'm saying? When you see the numbers of asphalt, when you see the impact of asphalt, when you see like somebody, it is big. Like you working with some like big trucks. You work, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you was to do a behind the scenes on asphalt work, it's like this ain't small. This is not that little. You know what I mean? But it's like when you start seeing like I just feel like for people who are starting out stuff or people who are around like just saying I'm an entrepreneur, it's like I'm not saying when you gonna feel like you just an entrepreneur when you survive somebody that's running an asphalt business, you know what I'm saying? But it's like to me it's just like think a little bit higher, like on some stuff that are sustainable in this country, like asphalt and buildings and stuff like that, because it's stuff that's always gonna be needed. Like so tell us about this WLKY $1 million grant.
Yes.
$1 million. How do I apply?
$1 million grant.
How do I apply? I won't apply.
Ain't that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the name. Yep. So the grant, actually it's crazy because it's the first grant that we actually applied for as a business with Jim Reynolds Asphalt. And we actually got it. So we're like, okay, we 1 for 1 on the grant. This is good. Let's keep going. But with this grant, what they did was it's something new that they created for WLKY to where they're giving out advertisement grants to where you can have a year's worth of advertisement on the news station. Wow. With the goal of course, that turning into new leads and then turning into more customers. And this is specifically for black-owned businesses. So we applied for it. The first round, 3 companies, black-owned companies, won the grant. We each won $100,000 worth of advertisement a piece. So they have $700,000 out there still left to give out to other black-owned businesses. There's a few qualifications, similar kind we talked earlier in regards to rules, and a lot of new grants are going to be coming out, and a lot of these companies really don't know how to make the rules apply to Black-owned businesses. But the good thing is, when you challenge them, a lot of times they still allow you to apply, and still allow you to be able to get to the grant. Like, for example, with this grant, one of the qualifications was they wanted you to be a business making over like $200,000, $300,000. And of course, a lot of Black-owned businesses, get cut off, with that qualification. But good thing they were challenged on that, and then now they came out with the information saying you still can apply even if you're not making that money. Don't not apply because of that type of thing. So with this, they're gonna be helping us create a commercial. We're gonna be able to get that on the news, and then like I said, in return, hopefully we're gonna be where the money resides this year.
Where the money resides.
With that. So it's really great because we know with advertisement, that's the key to being able to pull in more leads and more people, more customers. And then the more customers we get, we know that means the more people we can hire, the better equipment we can get, the more we can expand, do more, and then the more Jim Reynolds can become a household name, like you said, like a Flynn Brothers, like a Louisville Paving that's out here. There's a lot of asphalt companies that's just been around for like over 100 years type of thing now. So it kind of gives us more of an even playing field. So we're excited about that. And we're just ready. Once our season starts, we've already been putting in place a plan to be able to make sure we execute and, create more customers through this grant that we got.
Yeah, I can dig it.
Exciting.
So how do I apply?
I got you on WKY.
You have to live here,
Our business is registered here.
Yep.
so we can apply.
Our business is registered here.
So I'm asking, can we apply?
Yeah, we can apply. I guess if we meet the qualifications, our business is registered here. Like, period.
Okay. Well, congratulations to that. That's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? For them to have that opportunity to promote Black business, because that's kind of what we do in our whole little thing that we doing. We on a smaller scale. We not like a whole radio station or a whole network, even though we trying to work towards that. So, that's really dope. That's really, really dope.
Definitely. And podcasts and, videos and stuff like that on local levels is what allowed us to, get down to here. And I like to tell entrepreneurs all the time, anytime somebody reaches out to you that has a podcast or, has an audience that you can share your information to, share it. I don't care if it's, small, big, medium, large, any chance to get in front of more people is better. And you got to do that to start out.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have been able to get a WLKY grant if it wasn't for people like you guys, allowing us to have an audience to get in front of before they even paid attention to us. You have to have other people, and it's normally your people that pay attention to you first. So it's a good thing, and we appreciate that because we know that's what helps us to continue to grow and become better and reach bigger people.
I'm glad you're telling people that, because it's like I don't think people, our motto is network, co-create, build, and hustle. Network, co-create with other people, network with other people, because it's exactly what you said. Like, everybody's audiences are not the same, and it's like people are like, I'm gonna wait for the big. No,
you gotta do it now.
That's literally how you become big, is it's exposing yourself to smaller crowds at multiple smaller crowds, and then bam, you household name. Bam, people know you. So it's like, not humble yourself.
Right, you got to.
And work your way up. It's not going to happen overnight.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. We appreciate y'all just letting us interview y'all. Do y'all have any, because, we small, but we, like, people be like, dang, y'all got, like, equipment.
Yep.
Y'all got that. But, we just really passionate about making sure people know know entrepreneurs, and, like, see it's not all glitz and glam, but see that it has a lot of benefits to it. It's fun. You make your own ish, you make your own schedule, stuff like that. So that's like something we really passionate about, is like just exposing people to each other. So y'all have anything lastly y'all want to say to the audience? Y'all have anything y'all need for March coming up? Anything that y'all want to promote? Any
jewels y'all want to drop for young entrepreneurs? More specifically women, since y'all are Black women in business and entrepreneurship.
For March, we have a Zoom coming up with Jim Reynolds Asphalt. We're going to be interviewing a few women-owned businesses. So follow us on Facebook to keep up with that. Jim Reynolds Asphalt Contractor on Facebook and all platforms. Keep up with that. And I'm having a dinner on March 27th for Black Girls Conquer All. It's currently sold out for Women's History Month. So I'm excited to do more brunches and dinners, COVID friendly, to get us together, still mingling and networking.
Definitely. Like you said, our website for the asphalt company is jimreynoldsasphalt.com. So you can find information about the foundation as well as the asphalt company on there. We're always hiring people, mentoring. We're always willing to take donations for, the foundation as well as businesses like Black Girls Conquer All. We partner with a lot of nonprofits. And then my main, takeaway that I like to give everybody this year is just, go hard. I've been telling people, 2021, I feel like is the year to truly just go hard for what you want. A lot of more opportunities is going to be coming. A switch is happening. I feel like out here in the economy, I feel like more opportunities coming up around, especially for Black businesses. So we have to be prepared for those opportunities. You have to do the leg work now. You have to, do the work now to be able to step into these rooms that's going to be open for you. And, people like us, we're trying to open those doors, and you just have to be ready for when those doors are open. So go hard, figure out what it is you love, what it is you enjoy, and be ready for your success. Because if you do that, if you focus, if you stay around the right people, it'll happen.
I dig it. You got anything, sir?
I don't have anything. I guess I'll apply. Y'all hand me an application. I'm going to put content creator, podcast producer, so if y'all need somebody to come bring some cameras, record some stuff, whatever.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But get you away from that job you don't like.
Right.
I'm telling you, yeah. But no, I don't have nothing else. Y'all already know to follow Hustle Different, get in tune with Hustle Different. All the audio is going to be on to the next podcast. I don't know.
Well, thank y'all again for joining us on one episode. This is our third episode of HD Approved. We have Chelsea Ellis and Porsha Ellis, two entrepreneurs in Louisville, Kentucky. Follow them. Everything will be linked below of all their business and maybe socials.
Yeah.
So y'all can follow them, keep up with them, and stay connected. If y'all want to reach out for anything, I'm sure they are welcome to all the collaborations. So thank y'all again for joining us. Check out all our content on Hustle Different, and we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Yes.